Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen. On today's show, we got a positive update on Isaiah Likely in regards to his injury. It's been a long last couple of weeks or couple of months for one Isaiah Likely. Of course, we all know what happened back on July 30th. Jeremy Fowler was the one that broke the news that he was officially suffering from a small foot fracture and the final rep of Tuesday's practice in late July. And he said at the time, if all goes well, it's an early season return and week 1 is possible. And then Ian Rappaport later in the day said that Isaiah Likely will have surgery to fix that broken bone in his foot. Sources say the belief he's out about 6 weeks, though depending on the outcome, it could be fewer. While Likely could be ready to go for week 1, the best news is it's not long term. As we all know, he was not ready to go week 1. He did not play week 1. In today's news that we're going to discuss, it feels like we're going in a positive direction regarding his injury status and regarding his future and when he might be back on this football team. Before that, though, I need you guys to do me a favor and show Isaiah Likely some love, okay? If you want him back in the lineup as soon as possible, I need you to do me one big favor. Hit that thumbs up button and like today's video. All right, today's update comes from the man himself, an Instagram video he posted of him getting some working out. He's going over those, I don't want to say, they're not like the ladders, but you can see what they are. And he's going from right to left. And each time when he gets to the end of it, he sticks on that one foot. You see him doing it on that first picture that we showed you right there on that right foot. Then he goes all the way across to the left side and then sticks it on that left foot. And then he runs it out and then comes to a complete stop. Okay? And so, obviously, I'm doing my best to show you with these pictures. The video is a little bit more telling, but a couple things I noticed. He's doing it in full speed, and he's exaggerating on those final cuts so that way he can hit down on each of his feet. And I don't want it to overreact to an Instagram video, and that's not what I'm trying to do today. But I will say, I think this is great progress. And it looks at the end of the day that he's trusting that foot, and it's to the point where he can put all 100% of his weight on it, which I think is all we're waiting for him to be able to do. To be healthy enough to go out there and run, to be healthy enough to put his weight on it. And I think the most important part is to mentally get over the hurdle of it and have 100% trust in it. So, Joey, I hear you asking, what does that mean moving forward for Isaiah Likely? What does that mean moving forward for him and where he's going to fit in this roster? Well, I don't think he's going to be back against Cleveland, unfortunately. I just don't really see him being back in time. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me that they would rush him back for a game against the Browns in which I feel like, and I get it, you lost against the Raiders and the Browns last year, but I feel like they're going into this game with a pretty big confidence that they're going to be able to win it. And you don't want to rush a guy back who's not 100% yet if you feel like you can win it even without him. But the upcoming schedule after that Browns game is pretty damn hard. Okay, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Those are 4 teams that will make the playoffs. That's right. You heard me say that as an absolute. Not probably. I'm going to say right now, those 4 teams are going to make the playoffs. Lions, Chiefs, Texans, Rams. 4 really good teams, and when you have those guys on your schedule, you want to be able to be full force, 100% of your roster, or as many weapons as you can. And so that's why I feel like they'll give him one more week of rest, not play him against the Browns, so that way he can be as healthy as possible, because he even gets an extra day, because against the Lions it's Monday Night Football. If he is back week 3, and if he is back on Monday Night Football against Detroit, that will make it 54 days since the surgery, which is 7.5 weeks. And if you remember, they said it was going to be a 6-week injury. The good thing is we haven't heard anything negative saying he's healing poorly or it's going to take much longer than it already is. And I would like to have him back by Detroit if that's possible. But at the end of the day, I just want to make sure he's as healthy as he can be. I just want to make sure if he can get back to a point where he can be 100% healthy, that this team waits until that point. because I think you got a lot of really good offensive weapons even without Likely. You have Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, Mark Andrews, Justice Hill. Like, you got a lot of really good players. I'm not saying you don't need Likely, but he's kind of a luxury. And so let's just wait to get that luxury back until he's 100% and ready to go. It's time to make predictions. Which week will Isaiah Likely be back? Okay? You let me know in the comment section down below. Right now, I'm guessing week 3. You might have a different thought than me. But regardless, I want you to let me know which week that you think he's going to be back. If I am Isaiah Likely, okay, personally, I'm trying to get back as quickly as I can, okay? And there's a couple of reasons why. Number one, we all know that he is a wired competitor. You can't be in the National Football League and not be a wild competitor. You can't be a wired competitor, excuse me. You can't be in the National Football League and not be absolutely itching to get on the field every single chance you get. We know he's going into a contract year. So the more games that he plays, the better it's going to be for him. And then the other thing is he's got to take that tight end 1 spot. And he's got to take it from Mark Andrews. Now, the good thing is Mark Andrews didn't show a ton in the Bills game. No, if there's anything we learned from Mark last year, is that sometimes it takes a little bit for him to get going, him to get started, and him to get in the groove of this season. But I don't even want to say the stat sheet wasn't the thing that was most kind to Mark Andrews, and it wasn't. 1 reception, 5 yards. But the effort from Mark Andrews really, really upset me. Okay? And I'm talking into the game, you need your best players to be at their best. You need them to be giving their best effort, and Mark Andrews wasn't. I take you back to the second to last play for the Baltimore Ravens on offense. It was a jet sweep to Zay Flowers. You see somebody standing right there? Do you know who that somebody is? That somebody is Mark Andrews. I'll even show you at a different angle. Like, look at it from the end zone cams. He's looking at Zay Flowers, not blocking it. Like, what kind of effort is that? It's not good enough. That's what it is. And guess who made that tackle? Yep, you guessed it. The guy who Mark Andrews could have blocked right there. So, in my opinion, this spot is Likely's to take. He's got the ability to be able to take it. But he needs to be on the field to do so. That's the thing. And right now, he isn't. Hopefully he will be soon. The funny thing about Isaiah Likely as well is we talked about the contract year. And if you remember, the morning of the practice that he got hurt, we got a couple of reports, everything pointing to the fact that Isaiah Likely is closing in on a new deal with the Ravens very, very soon. Ricky Scoops broke the news at 11:30 that morning. And if you know anything about Ricky Scoops, he nailed the Micah Parsons trade about 4 days before it happened. And then, moving on from there, about an hour later, Spencer Schultz said, can confirm. Ravens are extending Isaiah Likely, not sure of the numbers, and you could push this across, Gage, but sounds like Jake Ferguson made it easier. And that was the week that Jake Ferguson signed his brand new deal. So it is funny that he's going into a contract year, but apparently they were in agreement, and then maybe the injury hurt it. I don't know. I just know that most likely he's next up for a contract. It's going to be him. Maybe. Possibly. There's a lot of guys that are next up. Isaiah Likely, Tyler Linderbaum, Travis Jones, Odafe Oweh, obviously Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of mouths to feed. Isaiah Likely, I feel like, is one that's going to get fed. I want to know, okay, will both Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely be Ravens next season? Okay, that accidentally says this season. But will they be Ravens next season? Both of them. Okay? Let me know by giving me a yes or no in the comments section. Something that I know will be there for you next season and is here for you this season is our great friends over at PrizePicks. Look, guys, you and I, we make decisions every single day. But the cool thing is with PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss out on any of the excitement this season on PrizePicks where it's good to be right. PrizePicks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you could still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. You could double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And I think this is my favorite thing about PrizePicks is that flex play. And I'll show you an example. I have the more on Derrick Henry rush yards against Cleveland, the more on Lamar Jackson rushing touchdowns or receiving touchdowns against Cleveland, and I have the more 4.5 punts for Cleveland's punter. So say that's my PrizePicks lineup. If you don't flex play it, if one of those loses, you win no money. But if you do flex play it, one of those still has the flexibility to lose, and you still win money. I mean, come on, guys. It's an awesome, awesome thing that PrizePicks does. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. Let's go around the AFC North before we get you out of here, okay? We'll be quick with this one. I know games happened a couple days ago, but hey, we're still trying to keep you guys as updated as we can. The Steelers, they did win. Funny enough, it was a shootout against the New York Jets, which going into that game, having a Justin Fields-led offense against a Steelers defense, I kind of thought it'd be low scoring, but it was not. Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, looked pretty good. 22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. But let's be real. Like, that Jets defense, it's good. It's nothing phenomenal. But honestly, when you look at what the Ravens did week 1, they weren't anything phenomenal either. The Bengals and the Browns both played each other. We can just do these last two as they come. Bengals absolutely just squeaked by the Browns, okay? It was very, very surprising. 17-16 was that final. And Joe Burrow, who's usually like the bright light, was not that. Neither was Jamar Chase. I mean, their leading receiver was T. Higgins with 33 yards. Joe Burrow failed to eclipse 115 yards passing against the Browns. So, maybe their offense isn't as good as we thought. Maybe Cleveland's defense is really good. I don't know. Right now, as we stand, 1 week out in the NFL season, Steelers at the top with the Bengals, both at 1-0. Ravens and Browns, both at 0-1. However, we all know it's a very, very long season. You have a lot of time left to go. For being specific, literally 17 weeks. And speaking of 17, don't forget, the Baltimore Ravens did not have sole possession of the AFC North until week 17 last year. They were tied for it around week 7, but they didn't take sole possession until week 17. That's going to do it on today's show. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. Make sure you got me on Twitter. Make sure you got me on Instagram. More than anything, though, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, because if you have not yet, you got to join us today for daily coverage.